You have a Ramattra in front of you. You see the Ramattra? Wow, I forgot to make this larger. This is great. I'm just gonna stay like this. This is perfect. Hi, everybody. This is me. Apparently, I have the smallest webcam size setup here. I forgot I did this bit last time, but now we're committed to it. All right, so in today's video, we are watching a Silver 1 D.Va. Also plays a little bit of Orisa and Ramattra, but mainly D.Va. This is a good one, and the reason why I like this one is this. This is kind of what some tanks are dealing with right now, and is why I'm actually looking forward to seeing how this one is. Basically, they say their entire team blamed them, especially their positioning. They were told they should be more in front, essentially be more aggro, more aggressive, but the tank we're going to be watching believes they couldn't have pushed up any more without straight up feeding. And that's become a thing now. Tanks have to do this thing where you play aggro, but then you have to stop behind a wall, wait till you get fully healed, and then go back in. A lot of players are expecting their tank to get to 50% HP and then go back in, and it just doesn't work. It just doesn't, because they'll never catch up on heals. You'll constantly be on 20% less healing on your tank, and then they just fall over. They want to know who was right, were they the main reason for the loss, and what could they have done different to win this game. I'm very curious to see kind of like where the mindset is with where people want tanks to be in their games. Because in reality, tanking's in a very unique spot right now. So we'll see. Remember, this is Silver. They'll be switching off to D.Va at some point. We'll see what happens. And I'll be straight, like, I mean, I'll be like straight up honest with them. Like, if they are not playing it well, we'll figure it out. So everything's fine. I'm not worried about this right here. They're playing a little bit too aggro. You're taking time behind walls. Use your gold when you need to use your gold. Don't use your gold to use your gold. Just so you know, as Orisa. That's that is how you get rolled as Orisa. Is when you just spam your buttons. If you find that as Orisa, you're on all your cooldowns with no time left, like when you have like a 5-6 second window of not being able to use an ability, you have spammed your cooldowns and it's not going to go well. Patience with the javelin. I do that all the time too. Once you launch it, just be in the general area to get somebody. That thing's like the size of a Reinhardt shield. I do the same thing, by the way, where I move it away. You're hitting your buttons again. See your buttons? How you're just hitting your buttons for no reason? Got the elim. That's good. Yeah, so this is not... This isn't like talking about or agreeing with what your team said, but you at no point really cared about taking map control underneath bottom right. You just kind of went on your own solo mission and did whatever. So like as a tank, your space creation just comes with basically making the other team have to react to you. If you're just going up here doing 1v1s against a Genji the whole time, it's going to be to your team, whether or not you're getting value or not, it's going to be very apparent you're not with them and working with them. Now, sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. You're playing Orisa, so you have a little bit less of that that high ground mobility. So like that was, you decided you were going to do your own thing and play deathmatch. Then you got lost in the room, you ran in circles, and now you're going into the... Well, that was an interesting way to go about that. Yeah, that was something. I mean, obviously you want to make a hero swap. I'm just surprised you took the scenic route to do that. Okay, so now you're on D.Va. Change of pace here on how you're going to play. A little bit different. Don't have to be in front of the team as much. By the way, if you're playing D.Va and your teammates want you to play like you're playing Reinhardt, and thank you, chat, then you're not going to be playing that correctly at that point. Like D.Va right now, especially, and where I'm finding a lot of value in D.Va, I think like I said, a lot of like the champion, you know, high GM lobbies right now. Like when I play D.Va, I'm at like a 60-something% win rate, but I have to learn to play above and around them more than right in front of them. So like because it's like. And you can play this way, but you need to also understand that if your team wants you to play like Reinhardt, that's not going to happen. It just will not happen. Okay, I'm going to teach you something here in a second. We'll see how this goes. Okay. Okay, so I won't green screen this one. When you're playing... Actually, I'm going to green screen this one. All right. So the reason why I wanted to talk about this exact situation is because this happens so much on tank, right? You have a Ramattra in front of you. You see the Ramattra? Wow, I forgot to make this larger. This is great. I'm just going to stay like this. This is perfect. Hi, everybody. This is me. Apparently, I have the smallest webcam size setup here. I forgot I did this bit last time, but now we're committed to it. All right, so I want you to look up here. All right, you're in this situation right now. right? And you see this. You have a Ramattra in front of you. Either the Ramattra runs this way to your team, and you have an option. You, as D.Va, chase the Ramattra. This is what happens. And I see this a lot, and players are always talking about, oh, when do you go in as a tank? Why are you shooting the tank, etc. The Ramattra is not only ulting, they're nanoed. Ramattra ultimate, this giant ult right here, maximum amount of time is 20 seconds. See? 20 seconds. You're gonna remember that, right? That's what it is. It's 20 seconds. So, what you do in this situation, most of the time, is rather than chase the Ramattra to your team, you go into the back line and try to trade the back line. Now, what does this mean? This means that if you get the Olymps, the Ramattra doesn't have the heals and can get rolled in your back line. If you don't get the Olymps, the Ramattra is either forced to go back, or because you're in their back line on the supports, this Ramattra right here can't be healed and your team has better results. If you follow the Ramattra, you stay in their ultimate, giving them the maximum value, your teammates get no help, and more than likely the other team wins. And I've learned this a lot recently. Sometimes I didn't have the tendency to want to go and trade their backline, but when you're in this situation, that's where you trade the backline. That's where you just go, heck it, I ain't gonna be able to do anything against this Ramattra. Backline, no guarantees of a dub, but that's how you do that. Sorry, you go in there and distract the team. I actually hit the mic button twice. You go in there and just distract the team, and then if your team's call for you to go for the Ramattra, I mean, and everybody's committed to the Ramattra, you do that, and then you just DM the heals with D.Va, right? Then you would just switch to DM and the heals. So, I'm just showcasing you, like, in those situations where if you get the Ana there, that team already has to play back, and a lot of time they won't play back. They'll just stay there, 4v5, your team wins, and then it results in a good play. I actually like this play by you here. I'm going to explain why. Against the Ramattra, you're not going to be able to do much. So, like, right now, your team is probably like, why aren't you in front? You don't want to be in front. Although I would say you probably want to go kill this Ana. Recognize that. But anyway. This is still good. Oh, that was actually a really good nade wall by your teammates. That was really good. This is silver. Be with your team. Don't be afraid to ult this after you see your Ramattra shield. I'm gonna give that one to you. I like the idea. You just didn't check to see if they were still there. I am fine with that play. I am fine with that. You have the right idea. Yeah, so far you're doing fine. I mean, I explained one of the plays that you could have made better, but like so far you're... I just want to remind like people when you have a D.Va as your tank. D.Va is not Reinhardt. D.Va will not sit in front of your team the whole time. If you have your D.Va and get mad that your D.Va is not standing in front of you like they're playing Reinhardt, then your D.Va is probably going to feed more than they're going to do anything else. And you shouldn't rely on the D.Va to be in the front line just standing there, because the D.Va has a different play style than what you're going to expect, especially in 5v5 in comparison to a Reinhardt gameplay. You want to be with your team, but like you also need to give that D.Va opportunity. Think of D.Va as like, I always say like when you play D.Va or like Wrecking Ball, especially in these type of metas, sometimes think of like D.Va as like Tracer, but as a tank. I guess, see, this is where like I wish I knew like what the actual complaint was by your team, because so far you're playing okay as D.Va. Getting the lamp. Not getting D-maxed. I mean, so far, so good. So far, so good. Isolating the cast to the left. You don't have to be with your team. Per usual, this is a totally fine play. Only issue I have is I was going to say, make sure you get the Olymp. As in, like, don't leave the cast up. What in the world is this? This is a duel and a half. Okay, no one saw that. Good ultimate. That will get one. Actually, he didn't get one, but it did get the healing pylon. Now you commit to Ramattra. Ramatra's fine here. You don't have to trade. Nice. Nice. Good attack. I'm still really confused as to where your teammates were getting mad at you, because like you played that very efficiently. Now, granted, there's a lot of time left in this game, but so far, I'm fairly happy with that. We'll continue on though and see where it goes, because that could easily change. That's what I'm saying. We'll see what happens. What's your support line? Mercy Moira, so you're gonna take a little bit more damage now. Okay, you're gonna take a little bit more damage with your support line. Like they won't be able to keep up with you on heals. Okay, your Mercy just got rolled. That's not on you. Yeah. So that was just a team effort. Y'all were just in a not a good spot. That was a team effort. I got. There's that, like strategically, like all of that was scuffed. Straight up, that was just scuffed. Like it was just scuffed. That's. Remember, the reason why you play back and here on this map, okay, you see this right here, is because you create angles and it makes it harder for the team. If you play here, you give yourself one team fight, that's it. You can't face tank that as your team. Obviously, your Mercy went in and got rolled too. Like, your team just in general there, you just misplayed that first point. That was literally what happened. That was a team effort on nobody but your whole team. Watching Zenyatta to the left. Zenyatta's the play. You want to go for the Zen. Zenyatta's your target left side. Zenyatta. The Zenyatta. This is where you need to recognize target focus. The Zenyatta. Okay, you recognize it, but a little bit too late. You can boop him. Nice. Good job. Target focus. There's a Zenyatta by themselves in the back line. You're not going to shoot the Ramattra. YouTube's gonna be, yeah, it'll be live in a minute. Yeah. Okay. This is just a team effort. I'll show you in a minute. So basically, you need to look for what your easy target will. All right. Well, yeah, sometimes you're just feeling it. All right. The point? Yeah, that was something. I mean, I think it would have been a tough retake, but you didn't even give yourself an opportunity. All right, but now things are just, okay. Basically, the Zenyatta, just kind of give you like an idea. This is not your teammate. The Zenyatta has been walking around your team the whole time. This Zenyatta has been walking around your team the whole time, right here. And you have ignored this Zen. Keep in mind, this is now the nerfed Zen again, where the HP is even lower than before. Target priority, okay? This isn't even about you not going into like the backline or playing like they want you to play, etc. This is you not recognizing the targets that you need to go for. Targets that will be tough to get unless you DM their heals and you have target focus. Ramattra. Reaper. Heroes you can go for. That'll be easy to get. Zenyatta, if the Ana isn't healing, you can DM the heals. You can burst damage him down. And then Ana, maybe the Genji if the Genji uses their cooldowns. Okay? Target focus. Get away from that Ramattra. Okay. Let's just... Yeah. Use your ult through the top. That was actually a good vortex. The point... Let's head to that point here in a second. Just go in, ult up. That's the play. Hope for the best. You might actually get someone there. I was going to say. Free pick on the Ana. Now you get on Ramattra. Ramattra has no heals or Nemesis form. That's your target focus for a second. Target focus is going to win you this. If you lose this, it's because of target focus. Ramattra should have been dead a while ago. Reaper has ult. Be careful. I mean, you're going to be fine. There's no way that Reaper ult's that. Good job. Did you feel like in Silver/Gold games, it's either roll or get rolled? I mean, I feel like that's in a lot of ranks. I think that's more along the lines of like where your team playstyle is at, and I think sometimes it's just your team playstyle doesn't match up. That or just a DPS is popping off. I mean, right now, this is clearly a season that if one team has a DPS that's popping off and one team doesn't, it generally will go in favor of the DPS that's popping off, just because of, like, there's a little bit less playmaking ability on some of the roles. Oh, heck yeah, Dodger. Wait, you have your ult. Who's your target? Zenyatta's one shot, but you're standing on the cart. Now they're full HP. Target priority. Target priority. Ana's your target priority. Ana, now Zen. Don't worry about the Ramattra. Kill Zen. Patience with the aim. Okay, good job. Good job. You've had a lot of close games, so yeah, probably just based off of everybody, it's going to be different experiences based off of that. Okay. So now you know they have Reaper ult. Okay, you know they have Reaper ult. You know they use Blade. So they're going to probably nano Ramattra or nano Reaper. So the one thing that you would do in this situation, for anybody wondering if you know you're, like, not in an ult advantage, get an ultimate out. Who's the one person that will get an ultimate out? The Zenyatta. How do you do this? You go for the Zen. Why do you do that? You're going to have your ultimate if you overcommit, and then you maybe get an opportunity to make a play. But you have to make a play. If you play too defensive, you will lose this team fight. This is where ult tracking comes into play. I know it's in silver, but if you at least know they haven't used an ultimate in a while, prepare for that. And there's a Zen ult, but you're playing. This is where you're playing too passive. That ult's going to kind of maybe get two. Not bad. Fly around well before that. But by the way, for anybody playing like D.Va, in these situations, I want to see you use your flight more. And what I mean by that is use that mobility to make it difficult for them to get you. Don't just sit there and try to face tank a Reaper. Now, you'll see me face tank a Reaper sometimes. Generally, it's because I know I have, like, the cooldown advantage and I can just burst their HP down. But don't face tank a Reaper. Like, don't just sit there in front of them and then just give them opportunity. Fly around. Make a play. I will say, you played that very passive towards the end there. You need to look for opportunities to make some type of play or play an angle. Don't give them that much map control. Play an angle on the side where the health pack is. Like, don't just sit there and do nothing. Is basically what I'm saying.
It's time. Are we ready?
Ramattra's on a bad swap here as long as you play correctly. Spam on a lot of damage. Don't use Nemesis form too early. Use it when you need to. That is certainly a selection of using it that you did. All right, now you won't have it. You're overcommitting to the Reaper without your cooldowns. Good luck to you. And there we go. Yeah, so this is what happened. Your team told you you weren't playing aggressive. You go, okay, I'll play aggressive. You played aggressive, and then you got rolled. It's the timing of your aggression, not just playing aggressive to play aggressive. Chasing a Reaper there when you're not going to have Nemesis form, you're going to fall over. You will legitimately fall over, and that's exactly what just happened to you. I feel like you're in a situation where you just need to work on your target priority and, like, your timing of when you play aggro. Because, like, you went for a Reaper, and then just trying to Nemesis form them, and that was it. That was it.
Hey, it's Kiko.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, your team's first point has also been awful. It's not been good for your team. Which is, it feels bad because I feel like everywhere else your team's been playing okay. But, like, your first point is giving you no time. Alright, we're watching. Okay. What's your play? Your tunnel vision on the Genji. We'll see how this goes. Alright. Why? What was it about the... What was it about the Genji that made you want to overcommit everything else? Rather than, like, farm 3 people. Remember, you can punch multiple people at once. With Ramattra, you decided to just hard focus a Genji who was going to have to back up to begin with. That's your opportunity to win a team fight. Wanted the kill? Oh, I see that. But the point I'm making is like... Yeah, first of all, that Genji just gave you a free limb. Is that, like... Ramattra has this capability of making, like... Actually, I like this play on it, by the way. Good job. Has this the capability of doing a lot of AoE damage. So when you give up that opportunity... Yeah, target focus. There's a Reaper on you in the back. The Mercy was across the map, and they were going to survive that because they were in battle. You're going to get the Mercy now, probably. But do you see, like, where your target focus is not ideal? This team fight could have already been over. Instead, you try to get a... Mercy across the map in Valk, rather than the person on the point. And then you couldn't get them on the point, and now you have a team fight that, more than likely, your team will win. But why is it this close to begin with? You see what I'm saying? Like, you win the team fight, but that should have been over many seconds ago. Yeah, your issue, by the way, isn't what your teammates were saying. It's not that you're not playing aggro. It's that your target focus and target priority is so off that you kind of almost get lost in team fights. So what you need to do now is, when you look back at this and you see this video of you playing, you need to just understand your timings and, like, your target priority. That's it. You'll be fine otherwise. Okay, so the Hanzo's typing to you. You're typing back to the Hanzo. And I could tell because you both went AFK. It was very important to do that when the game started, 10 seconds in, rather than beforehand. So, okay, target on the other team. Mercy Zen. If Mercy doesn't have orb on him, kill the Mercy. If Zenyatta doesn't have a Mercy on him, kill the Zenyatta. And now you go for the Mercy. Nice. Teammates should commit to that too. All right, yep. And this is the problem where, this is kind of the problem that happens when your teammates are telling you that you need to play more aggro, is that now you have taken that, like, very literal, and you're going in, and now you're playing way too aggro to try to make a play, yeah, exactly, overcommit, all because your teammates are telling you how to go and play tank. Even though there's things that you can certainly work on, but, like, when your teammates want you to play aggressive, it's more just about space creation, not overextending into their team and make it difficult for you. Like, right, look at this. Look what you're doing. You're turning your back to a Zen. You're looking for, like, thing. You're gonna get a Mercy probably, but, like, you see what you're doing? Like, you've gotten so much, like... You're so worried about now playing that super aggro playstyle that your teammates expect you to play that now you've just... Do I need a heal? I don't care. Do I need to hide behind a wall? Yeah, whatever. I gotta play aggro. Like, when your teammates want you to play aggressive, the best thing I find in that situation, it just means I need to time my plays a little bit better. It doesn't mean go run into their backline and hard feeds. And if your teammates expect that, then at that point, that's on your team. Ult over the top. All right, you made it to point at least. That's good. Now Zen probably has ult. Actually, no. Does Zen already use ult? Okay, I was gonna say. Gonna boop the Mercy res? I mean, maybe, yeah. Every time I try to boop the res, I'll boop them 6,000 feet away. They res. Anytime I'm getting res, they like barely, like, slightly push them 1 inch, and it stops the res. So, that's my experience. All right, yeah. Number one thing you need to work on is your target priority and target focus. Is your teammates right in telling you that you need to just go in and play aggro and run at them? No, that's not the way to do that. Tanking's a little bit more... The way you want to play tank now is a little bit more of, like, aggressive to a certain point, stop, get healed up, go in. Unless you're committed to an all-in strategy, you spent most of this game just trying to chase people in 1v5s because your teammates told you to play aggro. That's not the way to play that. If your teammates are telling you you need to just dive in on them over and over again, then at that point, you need to kind of find that balance of, like, okay, I play a lot of tank. I know what I want to do here. I understand you want me to play more aggro. I'm going to play more aggro, but if you expect me to go in and hard feed over and over again and they get mad that I hard fed, then there's got to be a balance here that was clearly not happening. So take map control by being aggressive and then slowing down your pace if, like, you're not winning the team fight right away. That's what I do. It works a lot, especially on D.Va, especially in ranked. Different in matches, obviously, if you're all-in committed. But, like, that right there is for you, it's just target priority and target focus. You didn't know who you want to get on. You spent half the time trying to go for targets you shouldn't have. And then when you ended up playing too passive, it was because you were just waiting for something to happen. Sometimes you can play D.Va like Tracer. And that's when you start to get into that mindset, it becomes a lot easier and you can understand those times. But yeah, if your teammates are telling you just to dive into their team and get rolled, I mean, look what happens when that happens. You're getting rolled. Even more so than you did before. Target priority, target focus. Each time, look at the other team as a good, like, strategy for this. Look at the other team, see what they have, decide who you think is a target priority. Is just a basis, easier to understand, and then you can make that decision of, like, okay, Genji may not be your target priority, but then you see Genji use their deflect. Guess who your target priority? Start with the basics of that and you'll be fine. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to all 3 YouTubes if you haven't. If you want to submit your own, spectate and look in the description below. You'll see my Discord. That's where you can submit that. We also record these live on stream, so look below the webcam. You can see the Twitch chat right there. We have a lot of fun here, so stop by if you haven't. With that being said, hope you have an amazing day/night.